again, and this time I have a gorgeous new car on my hands. The just launched Volkswagen Jetta. And its attractive new front bumper and grille make it look just great. And it also comes with xenon headlamps as well as daylight running lamps. Now, I've always loved the Jetta, so I'm very excited today to be driving it to a new holiday destination. Today I'm off to Ratnagiri, a place well known for its beaches, the quaint Thibaw Palace, and of course, mangoes. I'm also going to be visiting Ganpatipule, which I believe is one of the most pristine stretches of beach on the Konkan coast. So let's head over. The distance to Ratnagiri is roughly 380 kilometers from Mumbai. It should take about 7 hours driving on NH17 or the Mumbai-Goa highway, which has now been renamed NH66. Ganpatipule is then just 35 kilometers onward. But first, I'm going to check out Ratnagiri. The new Jetta that I'm driving is powered by the 2-litre diesel engine which belts out 140 PS. And for transmission, it has the automatic DSG box which makes light work of all the gear shifting. Now both the engine and the gearbox are extremely smooth, so driving this car is pure joy. I finally arrive in Ratnagiri, and despite driving for over 7 hours, I actually feel really fresh and relaxed. That's because the Jetta not only drives very well, but is also extremely comfortable. It has 12-way adjustable front seats, which makes it so easy to find the right driving position, and the automatic DSG gearbox really reduces fatigue. So I'm energized and ready for some sightseeing. The Palace of King Thibaw, the last Burmese king, is the most famous monument in Ratnagiri, so I thought I'd make it my first stop. Now, a significant part of Amitav Ghosh's wonderful book, The Glass Palace, happens to be set right here, and it alludes to the life of King Thibaw. So if you've read that book, this is a particularly interesting place to visit, and I'm looking forward to walking around in the museum. King Thibaw and his wife, the Queen, were exiled by the British to India in a quid pro quo swap with Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was India's last Mughal emperor, to quell any rebellion in either British colony. The palace, an imposing 2-storied structure in red stone, was built on 23 acres of land overlooking the Arabian Sea. It is a unique example of pagoda-style architecture and has teak detailing. It has a small museum within, with old photographs and beautiful stone sculptures. After stopping by Thibaw Palace, it's really worth coming to check out Thibaw Point for the most spectacular view of Ratnagiri. You see the water as if it's endless, and there's an island, and you see the palm trees and the village houses in the distance, and the water's dotted with boats. It's just such a beautiful view. It is said that this was the spot from where King Thibaw used to stare out into the sea, apparently dreaming that a ship would come and take him back to Burma. But rather than dwelling on that bittersweet thought, it's time to head over to my next stop. While some people dread the onset of the heat of the Indian summer, I actually eagerly await its arrival because it brings with it the mango season. And Ratnagiri is of course closely associated with mangoes. In fact, it produces some of the country's finest mangoes, the Hapus or Alfonso variety. And so I had to stop by an orchard myself so that I could witness the plucking and the ripening process, and I definitely intend to taste some. You don't see any ripe golden mangoes on the trees because mangoes are plucked while still green to ripen in a controlled setting. Since Ratnagiri's mangoes are exported to states across India and of course even to several countries abroad, plucking them before they're fully ripe accommodates for the transit times, so you have a perfectly ripe mango at the end of the process.
Thank you. It's sweeter than honey and it's softer than velvet. This is Alfonso. It is so divine.
I could easily stay on here and eat my fill of mangoes, but it's almost dusk and I really want to catch the sunset by the ocean, so I'm going to head out to the beach.
I was determined to catch the sunset on the ocean and I've made it just in time to Bhattiya Beach. And as you can see, it's also a popular spot among the local people because it's truly a wonderful place to come and unwind after a long day. You feel the wind in your hair and the sound of the ocean, which is very refreshing. And it's certainly whet my appetite for what lies in store for me tomorrow. I'm off first thing in the morning to Ganpatipule. After getting my first taste of the beach yesterday at Ratnagiri, I'm all set to head out to what I believe is a true tropical paradise, Ganpatipule. And I'm excited because it means I get to hop back into the Jetta, which has truly been a pleasure to drive. The Jetta comes loaded with all the comforts you can imagine, from these plush leather seats to this really nifty LCD display. And it also scores very high on what I think is one of the most important aspects of the car, safety. It comes with class-leading 6 airbags, which is very reassuring, especially when you're driving on roads with two-way traffic.
Around 35 kilometers from Ratnagiri lies the pristine Ganpatipule, supposedly one of the most beautiful stretches of beach on the Konkan coast. With the Jetta just eating up the kilometers, I'm sure I'm going to get there in no time. This car really is a delight to drive.
Ganpatipule really is a jewel, and I'm so glad that I got to start my day here. It's starting to attract a fair amount of tourists, and I noticed several small hotels cropping up on my drive here. But as you might have guessed from the name, it's not just beach lovers and holiday makers like me that this place attracts, because it's well known for its Ganpati Mandir. In fact, that's where the name Ganpatipule originates from. There's a Ganesh Mandir on the beach, which is revered for its Swayambhu or self-originated Ganesh idol. And I'm keen to check it out, so I thought I'd walk along the beach and stop by. The Ganpati Mandir, with its elaborately carved pillars and roof, is a charming temple to visit, and I thought it would be a lovely way to end my trip by seeking blessings before I head out. What a great time I've had in both Ratnagiri and Ganpatipule. Splendid beaches, delicious mangoes, beautiful architecture, what more could I have asked for? And the Jetta has been a truly wonderful travel companion. It's smooth and luxurious and has more than enough room for your whole family to fit in on a road trip. So I hope you're inspired to do one soon. But now it's time for me to head out. I hope you'll join us again next week.